So real quick before I probably start the video, I just want to give a quick reminder to remember to subscribe, because I make Flash videos, Superman and Lois videos, and all of that sort of stuff every week now. And we just pretty recently hit 500, which is amazing. So now we're working towards 600. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. But this Flash episode, I'm honestly very, very, very conflicted. A lot of the episode really worked. Like, this definitely was one of the best episodes in a while. I've seen a lot of people say this is the best episode they've had in years. I don't exactly know about that. I think that there were some episodes in early season 6, basically the last temptation of Barry Allen, Flash Time in season 4. There were 1 or 2 episodes in season 5 that all I think were a little bit better than this, but this was still a great episode. But the ending has just left me very worried, because right, so as soon as that theme started, and as soon as we saw Matt Lesher's Eobard, I immediately went to, oh my god, are we seeing Eobard again? Oh my god, is this it? Is Reverse Flash back? But then it turned out that this was some kind of thing related to the original Harrison Wells. It's Crisis related. Well, we don't know if it's Crisis related, but I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of Crisis related relation kind of thing, that maybe Eobard didn't kill Harrison in this timeline or something, and now there's some changes to the timeline that are only just taking effect now. I've seen some people also theorize that it's related to some certain comic book storylines, but the reason why I'm annoyed about this is because I personally think that getting rid of Wells was a very good direction for the show to go in. Last episode, and this only just happened last episode, we said goodbye to all of the Wells, and then felt like it was the cast, or just Grant Gustin in general, saying goodbye to Tom Cavangh. Now, I'm completely fine with Wells showing up again towards the very end of the show, and honestly, if another Wells is going to show up, the original Wells is the right direction to go in, because that's pretty much the only big Wells that they can do, unless they bring in a brand new comic book version. But like, we've had Harry, we've had Eobard Wells, we've had Pariah Wells, so it makes sense to go back to the original Wells, because we haven't actually seen that version of Wells interact with Barry yet. Like, oh no, sorry, we didn't see some. What? No, never mind. That was also actually Eobard, wasn't it? I'm thinking of all the flashback stuff they did in season 1, but yeah, no, that was still Eobard. So yeah, unless I'm mistaken, we have never seen the original Harrison Wells interact with Barry Allen, so it does make sense to go that direction. But we literally said goodbye to Tom Cavangh, said goodbye to Wells 1 episode ago, and it feels like they couldn't wait to bring him back already, and that's a little bit concerning to me. I was really hoping that we were going in a brand new direction for the show, that this was the beginning of a new era for the Flash almost, and they just couldn't stick to that, and that's a little bit concerning to me. Now, I'm just going to move away from that for a second, because I want to talk about the Tower of Babel stuff, which is if you don't know, that's a comic book storyline where Batman has devised plans to take out every member of the Justice League. Ra's al Ghul gets those plans, and Ra's takes down the entire Justice League using Batman's plans. It ends up with, the League kind of coming together and be like, all right, should we get rid of Batman? Should he continue to stay on the League or whatever? There was an animated version of it called Justice League Doom, which was Vandal Savage taking down the League instead of Rage. But that was something that I was actually honestly hoping would end up being a crossover at some point, because I thought Tower of Babel would make a really good Arrowverse crossover. The fact that they used it here doesn't cross that out, but it definitely makes it less likely. But they even name drop, like Cisco name drop, this is the Babel Protocol. Babel, sorry, I always get mixed up. There's a Star Trek episode called Tower of Babel, and then there's another Star Trek episode called Babel, and I always get mixed up between the two words. But yeah, there's a story arc based on that, and it was really cool to see the show take from that. So I'm wondering if, like, Caitlin giving herself speed was part of that protocol, and all that sort of stuff, which is really cool. But like, that was a really good way to take down Barry. Like, they would have easily taken down Barry if he didn't have super speed thinking. So that was really cool. And I also kind of like the idea that this isn't just to take down a speedster, this is to take down Barry. And what I don't understand, now maybe you need to rewatch the scene, but I couldn't really tell if this was Barry included, like the entire team devised this plan to take down Barry himself, including Barry, or if this was a plan made just by Cisco, Caitlin, and some of the other members, and Barry wasn't consulted at all, because the two of those could mean very different things for the show. If Barry comes back to a normal self and is like, you guys devised a plan to take me down, But the super thinking thing for Barry was something we've known about for a while now. I thought that the robotic way of Barry speaking was a little bit weird. Sometimes it felt. I know that the whole point of that was to show Barry was becoming not Barry, like he was changing completely. But honestly, I think that at times that felt a little bit too much like it was just not Barry anymore. It felt like it was like a switch. Like 1 second he was Barry, the very next scene he wasn't. So I feel like there could have been a better way of transitioning from being Barry to just completely robotic, only thinks Barry. The room with the nano writing that preserves everyone who's died was really, really, really cool. Like we saw XS's jacket in there, we saw Firestorm's jacket in there. I can't remember who else's stuff we saw in there, but that's really, really, really interesting to me. We've never seen that before in the show, and I really do like that idea. Nanowriting, something that can just sticks out throughout all of time, like it can't be changed. That's pretty interesting. That also could create some plot holes in the future, but yeah, that was really cool. Joe was in that scene, and I'm not entirely sure why Joe is still in the show, honestly. It feels like he just shows up once an episode now to say one line and then he's gone. I feel like they should either commit to giving him a proper storyline or maybe just write him off the show for a while, because I don't think he's not working, but I just think it's a little bit strange to keep him around like this when he's not doing anything. The mirror stuff, especially the first scene with Iris and Camilla, I felt was weird. I don't know what it was about it, but the audio felt off. It felt like it wasn't the two actresses speaking. It felt like it was they lost the audio for that scene and they had to record new audio for it. So it didn't feel like what they were saying matched up, or like the way they were saying it matched up with how their body was moving. Maybe that was on purpose. Maybe that's to make the Mirrorverse look weird, but it just felt a little bit weird to me. Speaking of that, I feel like the mirror portal CGI looks great. Like every time a mirror portal opens up, I think it looks really, really, really good. But then the speed CGI just looks not great, because the scene where Barry and Caitlin were chasing each other, it just didn't look great. Yeah, the Eva stuff again still doesn't have me too interested. Honestly, I just can't wait for this arc with her to end. Hopefully, I think it is next episode that Eva and all that mirror stuff will be done with, so I can't wait for that. The best part of the episode by far for me was Team Flash. It was really, really cool seeing Caitlin and Cisco back again, because we haven't actually seen them in over a year now, so it was really good to see them again. There was no Chester this episode either, which was, I don't know if that's COVID related or not, but actually, surprisingly enough, I did miss him. You know, he wasn't a character that I was crazy about, but yeah, after this episode I was like, oh, I kind of miss Chester. But yeah, the ending is important. It's interesting. It leaves the show with a lot of places to go, but I'm just not entirely sure if they should go these directions. I think that it would have been better to keep the consequences and go in a new direction that didn't have Wells involved in it. It was a good episode, definitely one of the coolest we've had in a while, but the ending just worries me. But yeah, that's how I feel about the new episode. How did you feel about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And if you haven't subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please remember to like, share, and all of that. And I hope you have an amazing day.